Welcome to the first video on my YouTube channel. I love football, so a lot of the content you'll be seeing on this channel is about football. I hope you enjoy the video. One of the most fun parts of the NFL offseason is trying to predict every team's record. Even though the draft hasn't happened yet, I decided to make some predictions now. These are my pre-draft AFC predictions. I'm going to start with the AFC East. I think the second and fourth spot in this division could be anyone, but I feel there's a clear winner for this division. In fourth place, I have the Miami Dolphins. I think the Dolphins made some good offseason moves, like signing Byron Jones and Kyle Van Noy, but they still have some big holes on the team. Jordan Howard gave them a possible running back, but the team isn't perfect. I do think if they draft the right players, they can move up to second or third in this division. In third, I have the New York Jets. I think Sam Darnold can play better this season, and if they keep Le'Veon Bell, he can play better too. The biggest hole on the offense is the wide receiver position. They did sign Brashad Perriman, but they still need more. This is a stacked wide receiver class, so I think that this is where they can get their next wide receiver to replace Robbie Anderson. If they draft well, I think they can move up to second and possibly make the playoffs as a wild card. In second place, I have the Patriots. I'm not the biggest fan of the Patriots, but I think that if Jarrett Stidham is their starting quarterback this season, they could be in the race for a wild card spot. They brought back players like Devin McCourty and Joe Thuney, but they also lost players like Kyle Van Noy, Duron Harmon, Jamie Collins, and of course Tom Brady. Like I said earlier, they could finish anywhere between second and fourth, and right now it's second. And in first place, I have the Buffalo Bills. I feel that the Bills are by far the best team in the division. I think Josh Allen can get even better. They improved at the wide receiver position when they traded for Stephon Diggs. They got some players like Josh Norman and A.J. Klein who can help out on defense. I think that there really isn't much of a question if the Bills are going to make the playoffs or not this year. Next is the AFC North. I think all but one team in this division could make a run for the playoffs, and I think it will be very close at the top. In fourth place, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm pretty sure the Bengals will take Joe Burrow, and I think that if they do, they can win a lot more games than they did last year. I wasn't the biggest fan of them franchise tagging A.J. Green, but I really like them bringing in Von Bell. They can be good this season, but they're in a very tough division, so I think they will stay in last place. In third place, I have the Browns. Last year, the Browns were a team everybody expected to be good, but ended up not being too great. I think the Browns will be better this year, especially with the signing of Austin Hooper, and I think they'll be in the race for a wild card spot, but I can't see them winning this division. In second place, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will be a wild card team this year, and I think that they could even compete with the Ravens to win the division. They have one of the best defenses in the league, in my opinion, and getting Big Ben back and signing Eric Ebron will make their offense better too. Losing Jason Hargrave might make it a little hard for their defense, but I think the Steelers will most likely be in the playoffs this year. And winning the division, I have the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know if Lamar Jackson will play as good as last year, but I do think the team will still play well. I think their defensive line can get better with Calais Campbell, but Marshall Yanda retiring is not good. There may be a few holes on this team, but I still think the Ravens are the best team in the division and possibly in the AFC. Next is the AFC South. This division was one of the easiest to predict for me. I just feel like it's easy to decide who will be good and who won't. In fourth place, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are in a rebuilding phase right now. They traded away almost all their best defensive players, and soon they'll probably trade away Ngakoue. Fournette had a good season last year, so they can try and build around that, but they just need to add more pieces on offense and defense before they can contend in the division again. In third place, I have the Houston Texans. I think that Deshaun Watson deserves better than the Texans. His career is being wasted right now. He's a great quarterback, but I don't think he can lead this team to the playoffs. I still don't understand why Bill O'Brien would trade DeAndre Hopkins, and I just can't see the Texans making it back to the playoffs. In second place, I have the Colts. The Colts had a great roster last year, but Jacoby Brissett wasn't the guy to get it done for them. I think Phillip Rivers could be the piece on this team that they need to improve. Phillip Rivers could have a great season, or he could play like he did last season, which was not good. I don't think they'll win the division just because I don't think Phillip Rivers will be consistent for the whole year. And winning the division, I have the Tennessee Titans. We all know the story of the Titans last year. Some people say that giving Ryan Tannehill all that money wasn't a good idea, but the games he played last year, he was great. They went 7-3. in the games he played. Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs in the league, and I think he could get even better this season. Trading Jurrell Casey for a 7th-round pick isn't great, but they could get his replacement in the draft. In the end, this team still looks good enough to make the playoffs. In the final division is the AFC West. All the teams in this division are very good, and it is very hard to decide where they will end up. I could see all the teams in this division making a run for the playoffs. In 4th place, I have the Las Vegas Raiders. Like I said, no team in this division is bad, but I'd have to say the Raiders are the worst. I wonder if Derek Carr will be starting at quarterback this season, because they probably signed Marcus Mariota for a reason. I think Josh Jacobs might be able to improve, and he will be key if they want to have a good season. In 3rd place, I have the Chargers. Right now I have the Chargers 3rd, but if they draft who I think they should, they will most likely move up to 2nd. Their defense could be one of the best in the NFL this year, and they have some great pieces on their offense such as Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, and Austin Eckler. I expect the Chargers to return to the playoffs this year. In 2nd place right now, I have the Denver Broncos. I think the Broncos can be a surprise playoff team. Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay can be one of the best running back duos in the league, and Bradley Chubb will be coming back after missing most of last season. Drew Lock played well in his few games, and he can play even better if they draft a good receiver in the draft. And winning the division is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are coming off a Super Bowl win, and I can't see them missing the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL, and he will be for years to come. I didn't like that they didn't sign anyone in the offseason, but they shouldn't get that much worse. I think the Chiefs can make another run to the Super Bowl this year and maybe even win it for the 2nd year in a row. Now I'll try to predict each team's seed. Right now I think the Ravens will be the number 1 seed just because the Chiefs didn't make any moves in the offseason. I think the Chiefs will end up being the 2 seed again, and I think the Buffalo Bills will be the 3 seed. They were good last year and could improve this year. I could see them making a run for the Super Bowl. For the 4th seed, I have the Tennessee Titans. The Titans will improve from last season, but they just won't do as well as some of the other division winners. Now for some wild cards. Right now, I think the 5 seed will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have a great defense, and they improved on offense. That should be enough to get them back in the playoffs. The 6th seed for me right now is the Denver Broncos. I think they have one of the better offenses in the league, and they already have some great defensive players. And finally, for the 7th seed, I have the LA Chargers. I consider the Patriots, but I just think the Chargers are better built right now. Of course, these predictions couldn't be totally wrong, but it's just fun to do. I have no idea what will happen in the draft, and after the draft, I'll be making new predictions based on what happens. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like. Since this is a new channel, I would appreciate it if you subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.